Hello friends, this is Jimmy Singh, broker owner of Supermax Realty, 647-961-2639, or you can visit me at www.supermaxrealty.ca. So friends, in today's video, I would like to discuss top considerations before you buy a cottage or recreation property in Ontario, Canada. Whether you are buying at a popular spots like Kawartha Lakes, Muskoka, Georgian Bay, Wasaga, Collingwood, Blue Mountain. So, friends, as we all know, with COVID, we have a big, lot of people have big change of plans, and with more Canadians working from home, and many are now taking this opportunity to relocate to our cottage country. And even I have seen in small cottage towns, we are getting a lot of first time buyers. And they are turning their cottages now to all season homes. So first thing friends is, buying a perfect cottage do take time. We all have a different vision in our mind, but there are a lot of legal and practical issues that might affect your decisions. So sit on a computer, do your research, take some time and visit those communities, rent, talk to local people there, so that way you exactly know what you're getting, right? And before I start the top 10 points, I want to keep this video small, so this would be a part 1, and in the another video I'll discuss the next 5 points. And before I discuss the first 5 points, I like to let my audience understand how the cost or the price of cottage is dictated. So the cost would be looking at several factors. So cottage closer to bigger cities, let's say close to Toronto, within 1 or 1.5 hour, will cost you more as compared to buying a cottage in a remote country away from big cities. And a cottage which is in a move-in condition will cost you more than fixer upper cottages where you need to upgrade or retrofit certain things. And third thing is, you will pay less for a water access condo or a water access cottage where you have to take a boat to go there, and versus the one cottage which has a all year round road access. So keep that in mind, because there are a lot of islands, a lot of places where people have to take a boat, and obviously if you're doing construction or moving stuff, that is another consideration you have. You have to have a boat license or a rental to take your stuff. So it will cost you less if the cottage is only accessible via a what you call water, or it is situated on an island. A private, obviously, island is more expensive than a lot on a shared island, right? That is another consideration. And other one is, winterized cottages command a higher price than seasonal cottages. And another consideration for price is, cottages on rivers are less expensive than cottages on the lakes. They are more desirable. And then obviously if cottage is situated a little far, let's say you go to Wasaga and you're a couple of what you call streets away, 1 or 2 streets away from water, then a waterfront property, you will pay less money, right? And another thing is, I noticed that the cottages which are only reached by the water, they have little bit less property taxes versus where there's road and city has to maintain it, right? And at the end of the guys, I notice most of my clients over the years, they call me and they say they do prefer water bound properties. And some people also are considering living off grid, where they can install windmills, solar panels. And you have to understand that all water access cottages might not have wells or septic tanks, right? So you might have to install composting toilets or electric toilets, right? And as I said, you have to consider, if you're moving there, is the road accessible year around? Because a lot of municipalities, they don't provide you emergency services in winters. So if you have elderly people in your home or kids, that is important consideration, right? And first thing is, before you buy any cottage, you have to understand what are the different type of cottages. So first is what we call type A cottage, which is basically you can use year around, and they have features similar to our residential homes like running water, heating system. And then there are obviously seasonal cottages which are a little cheaper, and they're characterized by minimal amenities there, and basically they are not winterized. So those are the two types you have to understand, because when you seek financing from your bank, a bank would like to see they have a furnace, water, and they are sitting on proper foundation, and it dictates what kind of loan you get from your mortgage professional. First point, friends, to consider before you buying a cottage in Ontario, Canada, is privacy. So when you have to understand when you buy there what kind of neighbors you want. Do you like a crowded place with a lot of buzz there, or you want a busy lake with a lot of action, or you want a quiet cottage by the lake or the woods? So it really depends on your personal choice. You want to be isolated, or you want a year-round kind of a spa feeling, or you have a ski resort close by, just like Georgian Bay or Blue Mountain. And typically in Ontario, Muskoka and Kawarthas has been the traditional summer playing ground for all the people from GTA. So from Greater Toronto area, it is within a driving distance, and people go there. Even people from Ottawa and other parts of country also prefer to go there. And depending where you decide to buy, Wasaga for the last 6-7 years I have seen is growing very fast because of their nice white sandy beaches. And if you go to Blue Mountain with your family by southern Georgian Bay, they have a nice ski area. So a lot of people like skiing downhill in winters or snowshoeing. Those are all consideration. And obviously, if you're looking to buy a cottage or a condo in those resorts, maintenance, property management, and upkeep for the house is also very, very critical. You need to understand the cost involved if you are not living there full time, and you need to hire somebody to remove the snow from your driveway. And obviously, these kind of cottages or recreation or vacation homes, they can be a great for a lot of people who are looking to escape the traffic, hustle, bustle, and noise associated with living in Toronto or GTA, right, during winters or summers. And second point you have to, friends, consider is the environment where you want to buy. So how is the view? Do you prefer a sunset view, or you want a sunrise view? And is it on a higher plane that you have to climb? And if you like different activities like boating and fishing, what are the options there, right? Third point like to consider is checking all the existing systems and understand what utilities are available. Is your cell phone signal strong in there, right? Do you have a hydro provided to you there? And do you get water there by lake, or there's a drilled well or dug well, right? And if there's a wood burning stove there, is the recent wet inspection done? So that is also very critical, for what you call insurance purposes, because chimneys have to be cleaned and kept in a journal good maintenance to avoid fire and safety issues, because your insurance company will ask that report. And as a good if you have a good experienced agent who know what they're doing, they will make it conditional upon getting that inspection done, right? And then another important thing in cottage is you have to ask what are the things there for cooking and heating. Like if you're very close to water, in winter there might be a lot of draft or cold wind. Is it properly insulated? And then how far is your sewer system from the big trees, because you want to make sure the roots are not damaging it, right? And fourth important point is you have to consider the local laws, what they allow, what they doesn't allow, right? We can't simply assume depending on which community you live, right? And obviously you have to see Airbnb. What is the laws regarding short-term rentals in the community if you want to put your rental for Airbnb, and what are the noise regulations regarding open pit fires there, right? Another thing is if you like to build a new dock on the shoreline, you want to check your local bylaws, or you need to hire a professional agent to do all the research for you, right? And you want to make sure, does the property has some part falling on floodplain, and what are the limits. Fifth point you want to discuss is insurance, because proximity to fire station or fire hall, maybe within 5 miles, it dictates the premium you pay. The closer it is, the less insurance you pay. And then obviously if you are close to flood prone area like some parts of Muskoka, insurance might be higher. So if you're looking to buy a cottage where you intend to live full time yourself, insurance premium is less versus if you want to rent it to the tenants. And obviously lot of insurance policies have a clause saying they require someone to visit and check the home every 30 to 60 days. And sixth point is the seasonality of your home or a cottage. Like if you go in winter, as I said, you want to make, a lot of people prefer close to water, but you want to make sure it is properly insulated, otherwise your heating bill would be very high. And other thing is, for your driveway, you want to make sure you're comfortable driving down a road which is not maintained by the city, and you want to make sure you install some kind of a fence by your property if it is close to the water, to make sure your pets and kids are safe, or you want to install some kind of motion detector light for the safety of your family. Seventh point, friends, you like to consider is the zoning regulations. So I just say my clients never assume existing cottage have a dock or some existing structure. You want to make sure you check with city all the public lands and Fisheries Act if you want to construct one of the docks, because it might impact what you call fish habitat, and you might be in infringement of some laws, right? And also you want to check out if you want to make additional structure of what is allowed by the city or municipality for you to build, because some rural areas, they don't have surveys done. So if you don't have a survey, obviously at the closing your lender or the lawyer want you to buy title insurance. So if there's any defect of the title, you are safe. So after this video, friends, I'm gonna shoot a second part B video where I will discuss 5 more points which you should consider before you buy a cottage property in Ontario. So keep watching.